Welcome back, everyone. Knoxville city leaders unveiled a new crime-fighting initiative this week. It is a DNA marking liquid. You put it on your personal property, and if it gets stolen, police can use it to get it back to you. It is the first of its kind in the U.S., but it's shown a whole lot of promise overseas. We're going to talk about that in a moment, but first, joining me to talk more about this cutting-edge technology is Knoxville Police Chief David Roush. Chief, really appreciate you being with us. Before we talk about the success that we've seen with this clear liquid, let's talk about what it is, how it works, and how it cuts down on property crime.
Right, so it's actually a multi-pronged approach to crime prevention. So the number one crime we have in Knoxville is property theft. So, you know, we have over 15,000 reported property crimes this past year in 2014, and those numbers kind of it's very similar year to year. So I think we had, you know, maybe 14 something the year before. So those numbers are very high. It's the most prominent crime we have in Knoxville, and so we have been trying to figure out ways to really impact this. Well, this company approached us and said they would like to test this technology, and they chose Knoxville because the business owner is a Knoxville resident. Cool. And so he said, you know, I really want to test this in Knoxville to help my community. And so what it is, it's a clear liquid that is that you mark. It's kind of the 21st century way of you know, putting engraving on your items. And so it's you mark the item with that clear liquid, and then if it is taken, then we can use a special frequency light that law enforcement will have. We can use that light to identify that object, and then it has little aphids, and those are the DNA piece. But it's a microdot that has identification on it, and so we can use a microscope to review that, and we then can connect that to you. And so that's the recovery piece. The plus is really the prevention piece, and that is when the signs are up in the neighborhoods, the stickers are on the windows at your home. It tells thieves this place is protected by SelectaDNA, and it tells them, if you take my stuff, we're going to catch you.
The trick is finding a spot that's not obvious to thieves.
Right.
I've got my cell phone here.
Right. So on your cell phone, you would take it and probably take off. My guess would, you know, I would do is take the case off, and then somewhere, you know, that's indiscreet on the phone, mark it, and then you would enter that information into the computer database that only you and us have access to. The company maintains, and then we would have that information so that if it gets stolen, then you would say, hey, you know, officer, I had it SelectDNA on it, and it's marked in the lower left corner or wherever, and then the officer would then be watching for this information, you know, so they'd be watching for your item to show up at a pawn shop, and then they could go put the light on it, see that it's got the markings, and then get the microscope out, get the DNA number off of it, connect it to you, and then we find out who brought that in and sold it. Connects us to the individual. Actually
testing it in 2 Knoxville communities, Knoxville neighborhoods right now. They're going to be getting their DNA kit tomorrow?
They'll be, right. So the Old North Knox neighborhood will be getting their kits tomorrow. Our officers with our safety education unit will be out tomorrow delivering them door to door.
Hopefully this will be very beneficial to you all.
Oh, absolutely. We hope that it's going to be very effective. You know, overseas they've seen as much as 85% decline in property crime in the neighborhoods they've used this, and so we're hoping, you know, if we can get a quarter of that, it's a huge decline in crime.
Great new crime fighting tool. Thanks so much for coming on, and we're coming right back after this.